burden is so heavy. Yeah, but you like experience. I let you people at a distance. No matter how the enemy responds. So let's see how me guide and me guide us. Yeah, cause I who's a bless. But tell them to no man curse. No matter how the wicked them get. We're just pass it through the worst. Yeah.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the time it's St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's now 14 minutes on to 8 o'clock. It's now time for Live Today with his commentary for Monday morning. Good morning to you, Live.
Morning, Maka, Roleza, Nicole. Morning, listeners of WEFM. Hope everyone had a great weekend.
Morning. Well, for the most part, I think so. And you?
Roleza, I always notice you always having a great weekend.
What do you mean you always notice I had a great weekend? What life?
Just watch you post them. Is either doing something you love, or you're eating something, or you're walking up some big hill or something.
Live, she got this road fixed now, so she happy.
Lord.
Oh, wow, that's great. A road fixes are always a good thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
I don't think that is feel real good.
Yeah, but I don't
Life
think
continue speaking ignore Maka.
I don't think they should fix the road as yet.
Ignore Maka. Right? Maka was hating since the road started.
Yeah, that is something too. But I don't know if you all noticed a release that the police put out talking about the sponsorship issue. Warning people.
Listen, you get catch? You got caught?
No, I don't really engage with those sponsorships, you know, to be honest.
I think I got caught. That's one.
If I engage with them, is I know what could happen and I just want to help them still. You understand what I mean? But this is something that has been going on for years and years and years, right? I don't know. Like back in my days in grammar school, I could remember I have some friends that went out with a sponsor sheet and got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Because back in those times, people were more, open to the sponsor sheet thing or whatever. And I could remember I had some friends went out and some students went out and got one with hundreds of dollars and went on a picnic and cook and that kind of thing. And the parents had to pay it back. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. This is something that's been going on for years, and what is wondering is like how it does get resurrected back, because like it seems like there's a season for it, right? And I still can't believe up to this day people still getting caught with that. To be honest,
okay. You're trying one for me, life. You're trying one for me, your good friend.
no, for real, I can't believe up to this day because.
So let me tell you what happened, right? So Friday, if it's the same. If it's the same incident that the police put out the notice for, I was walking along just before courts, right? So there were maybe like three, 4 girls there. And they stopped and they asked, they say that they have some sports meet at the other to go in Grenada next week, right? Which will be this week. Number one, that should have been my hint, right? Because now is end of term. Children not going to go on a sports meet. If they're going, they're students, then there would not be a meet at this time. It probably would be in the vacation. So that should have been my clue number one. But I took the sheet and I looked at the sheet and I glanced over the sheet and seen, the name of a prominent coach and everything. But I did not look for the stamp. So I am here wondering whether or not these girls were legit. I did sponsor, but I am wondering if this is the same release, why the police put it out because of, these girls who I came across on Friday.
Actually, the release there's the Whitsuntide games from the May 23rd to May 24th in Grenada.
Oh, so that's actually happening?
Yeah, the Whitsuntide games. But what they do? I don't know which specific which incident spurred the police press release, because what they do, right? They will get an official one. What they're doing, they get the official one, and then they go and photocopy the official one.
But then that's the thing. Most sponsorships photocopied anyway. I think what you need to look for is the stamp, not so the stamp and a signature.
Yeah, and a signature. But maybe some of the schools don't do that. I don't know which ones are fake from which ones are not fake. But there is the Winston-Tide games happening. And I don't know which ones are fake. I saw they come up in the office all the time. They've been coming up in the office for the last month or so. Youngsters in not in school uniform or whatever. You know, I think that's one of the things that should make you think if they come in and they're not in uniform and it's a weekday.
Oh well, these girls weren't in uniform.
Life you have a call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, folks.
Morning.
Life, I'm so glad you're touching this issue of sponsorship, especially coming from school children. Now, this is nothing new to us. As a former PE teacher at a secondary school, this is nothing new. Whereby you are trying to hold an event, and in this case, these children, yes, it is quite true, they are heading to the Winston-Tide games. It's track and field in Grenada. And they're trying to obtain some funds because the school can't make it. The team do not have sufficient funds. So what they do, they send the children out with sponsorships. Now, this is my problem here. I see some young girls, and they actually approach me, and I had to question them. Young girls standing up asking men to, sponsor them for this money. They want to go here, they want to go there. Life, I do not like that.
And you know,
my child is not going on no street or no sponsorship and soliciting money from persons.
And you know, that is actually the first thing that I told one of the girls. I was like, I don't like to see girls on the streets, with these sponsorship business. But I just said, you know what? Let me just sponsor them so they could get the sheet filled up fast so they could leave. But I actually don't like it either.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
I like one minute. I checked the sheet because I'm looking to see who. I'm trying to see if I could sort of authenticate the whole paper that they had in front of them. And I saw a particular coach name is on it. I tried to contact him, didn't have his number. He's a friend of mine. We all worked together in the days when I was vice president of team athletics. And I couldn't get him. I mentioned it to another coach. I said, why are you all using these young children, these girls in particular, in this day and age where criminality is at its highest, to find monies to go elsewhere? You all can't find some other means, can't you all have a barbecue? Can't you all have some other kind of fundraising drive? Why are you sending the girls on the street? And it is wrong. I don't like it. So I was so glad, Life, that you bring this thing to the attention of the general public this morning. That thing needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Yeah.
Okay? Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's time. Like, I think it's time that there are things put in place to support these athletes so that they could go and take part in these games. I don't think they're supposed to be hustling on their own to try to go and take part in regional games that actually go and put the country on the map if they do good. You know what I mean? I don't know what the funds for the sponsorship. I don't know if it's so they could have a stipend or whatever, but I just think it's a very weird way in 2026 to be going about doing that. Because
go ahead.
At one point there used to be big people on the streets scamming with these sponsorships.
Yeah, and that was the thing. And that was the thing. When I looked on Friday, I couldn't remember seeing a stamp, but I saw the name of the person. I said, you know what? Just in case. But you know what it is that I used to do as well, to what many parents do. When schools in particular give sponsorships to students or to the children and tell them, well, go and get money on to fill out the sponsorships, etc. There are some parents who would just take the entire sheet and just not fill it out necessarily, but give the money instead, so that the child don't have to be out there soliciting money from different persons. So I don't know. There needs to be a way around it, but I really and truly did feel uncomfortable Friday seeing it was young girls, young girls who were there asking for this money.
Well, over the last month, as I said, I haven't seen the girls, but a lot of young fellas, young guys come up in the company government buildings, with these sponsorship. And as I said, some of them is during the day, but they're not just in school clothes. So I always wonder. I don't even look at them. I don't even bother with them. I don't even look at them. As I said, if I decide I want to support it, it's because I probably feel sorry for you that you're on the street trying to scam this thing. You really need this money and I give you $2 or $5 or whatever. But I don't really pay attention to them because over the years, the society has grown to know that, majority of these things are scams. Right?
Easy hustle for them guys, man.
Yeah, and at one point, you saw a lot of big guys, big people in town with these sponsorships trying to trick people. Oh, it's for my daughter, it's for my son. Oh, my daughter have a medical condition. We need to get money to go overseas and this and that. So then after that, that kind of played out. That was kind of played out. You know what I mean? So I don't know which dinosaur in these schools decided they're going to bring back this sponsorship thing. Because as I said, I was really surprised to see it happening. Because I know that was totally done away with for a couple of years now. You know what I mean? And I said it's not really a good idea. As you and the caller said, that why are these young girls on the street? Some kind of poor vote is going to look to take advantage of one of these young ladies. You can't even say the young ladies alone, the young men too. That's just what it was these days.
But you're talking about sponsorships, but I've also seen instances of, let's say, little girls, because I've only seen it with girls in particular. They would say that their mother gave them like a bottle of sweets to go and sell on the streets. But I tell you, that thing has also burned my soul because I hate to see it. Hate to see it as well. Yeah.
There are a lot of these things, and you can't even say, okay, back in the day, we want more when it comes to sexual harassment and molestation, it used to be like more the girls are in danger now, but like society has changed so much that like everybody in danger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boys, the girls, the men, the women, everybody in danger because it's just so different these days. And
another thing too, if all the collection come up to $100, we're not sure if the person gonna give in $100.
Well, the person's supposed to, on the sheet, you're supposed to, write down your name.
You're supposed to.
And the amount that you put in there. Well, you're supposed to watch it. Watch them right. So like this $10.
You're supposed to do that. You just give the contribution.
Yeah. So you're just give them the person sponsoring, yeah.
Some people just give them. I think the problem is coming with you don't know which one's real and which one's fake. If they want to do it, what I think if they mean that they have to do that sort of fundraising, maybe the whole team goes to Heritage Square with the coach. And maybe they stand up at a spot in Heritage Square and they probably play some music from a boombox or something, and they this as the caller said, maybe you sell something and then you have the sponsorship on the side, you can make a donation. I think that's the better way to do it.
But then what he hates a scam in life. Even let's say, so in this case, because the name of the prominent coach was on the sheet, right? But even let's say it's the name of a teacher who we are not familiar with. How can we know for sure that this teacher is actually a coach or an actual teacher who is going to be there with the students? We just never know. So even with this, it's like,
Yeah,
even the situation that you spoke about a while ago, like let's say a group go to Heritage Square and person want to sponsor. They don't even have to have a sponsor sheet. You have a box.
Yeah.
And you share donation in the box.
And if you can see the coach put a face to the whole event or whatever, you know what I mean? But it all come back down to, I don't think that athletes that are good enough to be chosen to go overseas to represent the school or represent the country should have to be going through this sort of fundraising thing. You know what I mean? By now, seeing that by now, for years now, we know the importance of sports, right? And I usually just be kind of appalled that more emphasis is not placed on making sure that these students are, have the right fund, the requisite funds to go overseas and do this.
Live, we have a call on the line. Morning.
Roleza and Alicia, I know you are against girls going out, but I'll tell you, they have a thing called the girls guide cookie sales. They do that every year, but who's not standing up next to them is the parent.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it's not a problem having them going out, It's not sending them out by themselves.
Yeah, but when they go,
representing them.
But when they go, do they go out in their uniform as well, or just in casual clothes?
No. They go in normal clothes. I mean, sometimes when like for instance, if they're having a group sale, they will probably dress up in a uniform and then they will come like on a, like in a, by a store or something like that, and then all of them will come there and they'll try and sell out the cookies. You know, that sometimes they organize it like that. But we normally go from door to door in the normal place.
Yeah.
And a lot of the repairs, the repairs is do too is like if I'm working in an area, I'll try and sell off all the cookies
Right.
in my area. So so the sponsor. Down said that those kids should have given the mother the sponsor sheet or the father the sponsor sheet. And then you take it to work and say, oh, my daughter going for the sports and so on and could you all sponsor her?
Yeah.
And I think if you do it like that, instead of putting the girls out by themselves, or even if they're on the corner doing it, or the building next to the building, if the parents is stand up next to them, it's more legit. You feel more comfortable doing it. So I think that's how they should do it. Instead of having the girls go out by themselves. Let them, even the coach, the coach could go out, like they could go like you said, a singer, and a group of them go there and they do their business there, But they have an adult figurehead there representing the organization that they're saying is taking sponsors from. And I think it will be more presentable to the society as a whole instead of them going out by themselves.
All right.
And there won't be no question. And there won't be no question mark as who doing what and who doing that. You know what I mean?
All right. Thanks, Gojo. All right.
Yeah, because and then now the police adds another aspect to it now. You can actually see these people are young people, right? Probably 18, under 18, some of them under 18. And then the police has an aspect to it now where they have basically described it fully as scamming. And there's a charge for that. So you're gonna have issues where, probably some of them are arrested now and charged and taken before the court for scamming. You know what I mean? Criminalizing young people is a kind of weird thing, right? Some of them definitely need to be criminalized because there are few of them who just embark on a life of crime that they're not going to change. But then some of them make mistakes and then criminalizing them at such a young age could create issues. You know what I mean? I guess this is another aspect. This is the other aspect where a lot of people don't think it's right to have police officers policing schools because of the criminalizing young people aspect of it. I think all this comes into the whole mix when you're talking about this. You know what I mean? Because if you see what's going on now, a lot of people are up in arms about the decision to have police patrolling schools, which I'm kind of skeptical about that too, right? I'm like 60% against it.
All right. You know what? Since you're going into another point of the discussion, let's take a break and then we come back. All right. All right. So this is our Live Today segment. We are going to take a quick break and be back. Time in SVG, it is 8:03, quickly approaching 8:04. And our time check came to you with the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life,